Hi, so in this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between branding, marketing, and advertising. I've spoken about branding in the past and marketing separately, but I want to bring these three things into this video because I think that there's a little bit of confusion around these aspects because people don't know if they are the same thing. Some people think they are. And then you hear people talk about them separately as if they're completely different. So I'm going to bring my perspective on this in terms of how these three things compare and how they can apply to a real life situation if you're doing any of these activities, or if you're trying to bring awareness to your business, or you're trying to get what you do out there. Are you doing branding? Are you doing marketing? Are you doing advertising? Now, let's start by talking about what branding is. But before I do that, I'll introduce myself. Hey, my name is Marlon, and you can find me over on marlonmcpherson.com. I do content like this around online strategy, especially around your website and content marketing. And this is the Future Steps Creative podcast. Now, branding, I think everything starts with branding because it is the foundation of what is to come. And when you create a product or a service or a business or an organization, whether you believe it or not, or whether you realize it or not, you do have a brand. The difference is whether or not you actually focus on it in an intentional way and present it in an intentional way. So what is a brand? A brand is, or your brand or branding is the aspect that deals with the perception created in the minds of people about your product or service or whatever it is that you offer. So it's a perception. This gives them a feeling about you that helps them determine whether or not they are going to do business with you or go with a competitor. Whether or not you realize it, like I said to you earlier, everyone has a brand. The difference is that those who are intentional about their brand simply gets better results with what they do. So what sets you apart is going to be how you position yourself or your brand to the public. So this includes what you say and how you say it, which I refer to as the messaging and the personality of the brand. You also have what you represent or stand for. So this ties into the values and the beliefs of your brand. And then you have the way in which your brand is identified. So the brand name, the visual identity. So the visual identity is really going to be about the logo, the colors. It could even be a smell or a sound or anything else that someone can actually experience and know that this is identifiable with this particular brand. The name is important, but it is not as important as the other aspects of it, as well as the logo and the visual cues, like the designs and stuff like that. That's visually pleasing is important, but it's not as important as all the other stuff as well. Because without any of the other things, the foundational things like the right messaging, the right values and beliefs that's going to connect with people, then none of the other visual stuff or identity matters as much. When you have something to offer, such as a product, it needs to tie into the principles of your brand, and then you need to create some kind of awareness so that the public can know about it. They can know that there's something on offer here. So you have probably heard people say, okay, you've got to be known, liked, and trusted before someone takes action. So people got to know, like, and trust you. The way you get your target customer to know you, like you, and trust you is by intentionally creating a brand that appeals to them. And then by carrying out activities that leads back to you. So it attracts them to you. Marketing and advertising are two types of activities that come under your brand and creates awareness around what you do, your product, or the service you have to offer. They are just approached in different ways in terms of marketing and advertising, and I'm going to explain that a bit further in just a sec. From my perspective, marketing focuses more on the engaging more on engagement and engaging with the target customer in a way that builds relationships. This gives them a better understanding of who you are and what you represent. Marketing can be seen as either inbound or outbound. So inbound marketing is where you attract your target audience with your content and other activities that you do. Examples of inbound marketing are blog posts, online videos, social media activities, search engine optimization or SEO, and if you host events, these are ways that you can bring people into you. While outbound marketing involves you actively going out there and seeking your target audience and starting the conversation. So methods of outbound marketing includes phone calls, outbound phone calls. All of these are outbound. Emails, physical mailers, like when you send out snail mail campaigns, and attending events. Like if you know that your particular clientele, your particular target audience is going to be at a particular event, you might want to show up at that event and you engage in conversation with them, or you engage in terms of addressing a need that you know they have. So then they become aware of you. They haven't come to seek you out. You've basically gone to them. Now, advertising, on the other hand, is more about sending out a message which directly promotes what you offer. So your product, your service, or whatever it is. That's why ads have to be constant and better at grabbing attention if they are going to be more successful than the competitor's version, right? So it is said that people need to see a piece of advertising at least 7 times before they actually feel compelled to take action. And the more they see your advertising, the more it's at the top of their minds, to say that, okay, this is what this is about, and this is what you do. Therefore, when it is that they need you or need a service or something that you offer, you're going to come up in the forefront of their mind subconsciously, because they've seen your advertising so many times, on a repeated basis, and therefore it's more ingrained into the brain. So if an ad reaches the right person at the right time, it can result in an action being taken, such as buy now, call us, whatever it is you want them to do. They are more likely to take action if they see the ad at the right time, and it's the right person that needs that particular thing. I kind of see ads more as an invitation to do something that doesn't necessarily require a big investment, or doesn't require the person to have a relationship with a brand beforehand. So in summary, let's recap this. You need to have good brand positioning in order to create or influence the public perception. So however you present your brand, however you present yourself, your product, whatever it is that you do, will influence the way people view you. And that's why you have people loyal to particular brands. So think of the top brands that you know of out there. It could be Nike, it could be Coca-Cola, it could be any one of these companies. They are always positioning themselves in a way that is superior or is targeted towards a particular audience who believes in what they believe and value the same thing that they value. So once you position your brand, you then need to do some form of awareness, or create some form of awareness by doing marketing and advertising, to get people to know the brand and the product, and therefore know about what you have to offer and take action. How you go about doing this, whether you do just standard marketing, or whether it's inbound, outbound marketing, or you go for paid ads, it could be a combination of all of these things, or it could be one or the other. It doesn't matter. The thing is, some things work better for certain businesses or for certain target markets, and others don't. So you have to kind of sit down and work out what actually makes sense to do. Just like with any other type of online strategy or offline strategy, you have to kind of plan things out and do your own research and try and figure out what's most likely to get the best response, and then go with that. And you have to test and iterate based on the results that you get. So if you need some help with your brand positioning, I have a online strategy workshop that I go through which helps you to figure out the right messaging, the right value proposition, and more based on your target audience. If you are interested in doing this with me, head over to marlonmcpherson.com and you can book at the moment a free consultation with me where we can go through together and make an assessment on whether or not it's going to be effective for you. And if so, then we can jump into the workshop. If you have any questions or anything regarding that, you can reach me over on marlonmcpherson.com and drop me a line through the contact form. Check out one of the other episodes in the meantime, and I will catch you in the next one. Speak soon.